Just a small comment before I actually address my comments to 40C. Just to move away from 42, but to 40C, I think it's a shame that actually members of the Education and Science Select Committee would need anybody to pass them any notes on a bill of such importance to this country. So I think that's a shame. But I want to actually address my comments to 40C, which is the amendment. It's the amendment to Births, Deaths, Marriages and Relationships Register Act 1995. Because I think there'll be many in the public out there thinking, what on earth has the Birth, Deaths, Marriages and Relationships Register Act 1995 got to do with charter schools? And actually nothing. But that's in this bill because it's in Schedule 1A, item relating to the Ministry of Education, replace student information with information. And the reason for that is just so that the public of children under the age of 6 are aware of what this is going to do. This is around the better public service target that by 2016, 98% of children starting school will have participated in quality early childhood education. No argument with that. It's a great target. However, what this means, and this needs to change, what they're doing is removing the word student from the association with the ministry passing on information. Because a child cannot be a student under this legislation until it is enrolled in school, into the compulsory sector of school. But if you want to allocate a national student number to track a child under the age of 6 and have that tracking, place that information with the Ministry of Education and then have access to it, you need to no longer refer to it as student information, you need to just refer to it as information across the board. So, the Early Learning Information Program is being developed and implemented using national student numbers as a unique education identifier to increase the quality and volume of individual learner information on early childhood education participation. And there is a question, this is on the Ministry's website, and there is a question here, do I have to do anything to get my child a national student number? No. Can I choose not to have a national student number allocated to my child? No, you can't. You can't opt out. You can't not have your child tracked from however young it is. I think it might be 1 or 2 years old when once they're inside an early childhood education facility, they're going to start having a national student number allocated to them. But even more than that, how do you find out and how do you track the children who aren't in early childhood education so that you can encourage them to go to early childhood education? Well, you use the Ministry of Social Development. And through the beneficiary records of all those people who find themselves in circumstances that require the state's support, you allocate them a national student number. And then, because you know they're a beneficiary, you tie in that public service target with a bit of a disincentive to not put your child in early childhood education. So there's no better way to meet your public service target of 98% of early childhood education. Don't bother educating the public of New Zealand that it's a good idea and that there's high quality early childhood education and that we're going to support your children in it. Let's actually pick up through tracking of all our children, through beneficiary numbers and through the information of the Ministry of Social Development, and let's encourage you, possibly through penalising you, to put your children in early childhood education, because the state knows best. Now, I'm not against early childhood education, but I find that a very interesting thing for a government that argued and argued and argued, using the phrase nanny state again and again and again, that this government is now tracking every single child in this country in every method possible. This is national tracking on every single human being within a generation. And this is part of this bill. New Zealand might like to know that.
Honourable Trevor Mallard. Chairman, thank you very much. And well, it's been a long time since I've been called a boy. I think